All right, good morning, everyone. Let's call court to order. Today is Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. It's 9 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Thursday, October 26, 2023 at 3:45 p.m.
All right, thank you. Let's stand brave for a moment of silence, and then we'll have our Veteran Service Officer, Steve Hernandez, to lead us in the pledge.
Please join the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thanks, Steve.
Yes, sir.
All right. This time, is there any members of the audience who want to speak to the court on business matters? Please do so at this time.
Judge, one comment real quick while we're in that public comment. I know I'm not part of the public, but walking over here today and inside here, I noticed some strangely dressed people, even more strange than normal.
Yeah.
And not wanting you to feel left out, Commissioner Jones and I wanted to say happy Halloween to you and trick or treat. Trick or treat.
I'm glad we got all the priority stuff out of the way. Well, the trick will be coming, I'll promise you that. I can catch, but I can pitch too. Oh, Lordy. Great group here. Love working with them. All right, since there's no credible public comments, then we will go forward, and we will I'd like to go to some business items before we get to the department head reports. And so, Dustin, if you'd lead us through those.
Yes, sir. So we can drop down to item E, contracts, interlocal agreements. E1 is a ratification of cloud services agreement, master services agreement, and related quote with Liftoff LLC. This is for the Microsoft Office 365 migration project. Last court session, we approved the recommendation for purchasing to award this RFP to Liftoff. In order to expedite the project, we went ahead and asked Judge if he would sign the contract, and so that's just before y'all for ratification today. And John, I don't know if you had anything to add to that or not.
No, there's nothing has changed about it.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? All right, is there a motion to ratify the actions?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion, a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. All right, Dustin.
E2 is authorization of contract and related proposal with EDOC Technologies for imaging of deed records for the county clerk's office. Is Steve Callis in court by any chance?
No, sir.
He is not.
And if not, so this contract totals $250,800, and it's imaging of deed records from 1968 backwards from there. And it would be paid entirely from the county clerk records management fund. So we just need a motion to approve this contract and proposal.
All right, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
Have a motion, second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
E3 is discussion and action on approval of road use agreement between Albatross Solar LLC and McLennan County. Mike, did you want to cover this?
Dustin, you might go ahead. I don't see Mike on.
Okay, he was on earlier. All right, so it's a road use agreement with Albatross, where they shall repair any damage to county roads caused by themselves or their contractors or suppliers during the course of constructing, repairing, or maintaining the improvements on the solar farm. And they shall return the roads to the condition as they were prior to their use. And so we just need a motion to approve this agreement with Albatross.
Okay, any questions?
I want to ask Zane, are you comfortable with how it's written that it protects the county?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Move to approve.
Second.
All right, motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Under item grants, grant proposals, F1 is our ARPA discussion. I don't think we have anything specific today, but under F2 is regarding the bipartisan infrastructure law discussion. Mike, Francis, Haley, and I were on a call with Forbes a couple of weeks ago after the last court session, and we were discussing this infrastructure law with them, and they actually have a program, and there's a one-pager in your packet that kind of outlines some of their services. But essentially, they can do the planning, the grant writing, and then carry it all the way through the planning and development of the project, and then the award phase, and then the post-award phase too, and the compliance, procurement, and monitoring, reporting, and grant closeout. The one difference between them and TLC and the RFP we did before is that they do not do this work on a contingency fee basis, so we would be paying them hourly or at some level of scope for their services. But what we would like to do, if the court is interested, is bring back a contract with Forvis, and then that way we can dig a little bit deeper into it and see exactly what those costs might be.
Okay, that's what I'd be interested in, actually looking at the contract, and then I'd be especially interested since they'll be kind of charging a time deal that we have a good way to get out, stop the bleeding if it's not productive. And so I'd like to hear the presentation, so any other thoughts anybody have?
I'd like to see the presentation, Dustin, knowing that there are companies out there, I think, that work on a percentage of the grant, just seeing what the difference is. But I'd be interested in hearing what they say and seeing what their costs are.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, we'll work with them on bringing something back, hopefully next court session, if not the one to follow.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item G, additional items for discussion and potential action. G1 is authorization of location exchange for the 414th District Courtroom and the 74th District Courtroom in the courthouse. So the current 414th was the original home of the 74th District Court, and when Judge Coley moved back and is occupying the old law library space, with Judge Menard's pending retirement, Judge Coley would like to move back to the current home of the 414th, so the 74th will be back in its original location in the courthouse. Judge Menard is fine with it. Judge Coley's visited with the other judges, and they are all fine with it as well.
okay. Any questions on that? All right, I'd make a motion, we support that move.
Second?
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G2 is regarding the McLennan County Local Provider Participation Fund, authorization of intergovernmental transfers of funds derived from the County Healthcare Provider Participation Fund to provide as a graduate medical education payment. Heather?
Yes, so we're requesting the IGT up to the balance in the LPPF for the GME with a due date of November 6th and a settlement date of November 7th.
All right, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. Thank you, Heather, for dressing the part for today.
You're welcome, and happy Halloween, everyone.
Thank you. See, that's the way-
G3 is authorization of recommendation regarding bid 23-021 Elmont Sewer Improvements at Leroy Parkway, FM 308. Ken?
Yes, we received 2 responses on this bid. The first response, No Dig Tech LLC, they bid a base amount of $175,791.10, and then the alternate amount was $112,954.30 for a total of $288,745.40. We also received a response from Quality W Contractors LLC with a base bid of $227,321. And then their alternate amount was $311,258 for a total of $538,579. I'm going to read this so everyone understands. No Dig Tech is the low bid for this project with the total cost amount of $288,745.40. That includes the base price plus the alternates. The TDA funds available for the Texas CDBG project number CDV21-0425 construction is $277,500. Therefore, the low bid is $11,245.40, greater than the grant amount. We have contacted Delmont Water, and they have agreed to pay the additional amount as budget overage. We have an email supporting that agreement to pay this overage. We will formalize this in a resolution to be signed by Delmont Water after the bid award. So saying, the bid submitted from No Dig Tech LLC was the low bid for this project. It has been reviewed by MRB Group, the engineering firm on the project, by Langford Community Management Services, our consultant on this project, and Zane, our county engineer, and we are in agreement that the award be made to No Dig Tech in the amount of $288,745.40.
All right, any questions? Any comments, Zane? Okay. All right, need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the recommendation.
Second.
All right, motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, passed.
All right, G4 is regarding Americans with Disabilities Compliance Projects, recording of quotes from Longhorn General Contracting for repairs projects on future vote centers. As the court's aware, with the passage of SB 924, we were required to increase the number of election day vote centers by 12 new sites. Back in September, the court approved moving forward with those repairs if they were authorized by the county judge and county administrator. So what you have before you today is just recording of some quotes on several of these sites. We're still gathering up the use agreements that are associated. We're trying to get those use agreements signed through 2030. There was one church that was not willing to commit for that length of time. It was the Unwavering Faith Christian Church. It was a $450 fix, but we did get them to sign a use agreement through 2024. But you'll see these range from $175 with the highest at City of Beverly Hills at $3,425. And we just have them on for recording purposes.
All right, any questions? All right, is there a motion to approve the recommendations?
Move to approve the, for recording purposes.
Second.
All right, motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, passed.
G5's Community Supervision and Corrections Department, recording of final FY 2023 budget amendments. Chip?
Yes, these are in front of the court for recording purposes. There are final budget adjustments for our 13 program budgets here at the Adult Probation Department.
All right, any questions anyone have? All right, is there a motion to accept for recording purposes?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. All right, we approved a while ago the imaging deal for county clerk, but Steve's here. Steve, would you come up?
Sure.
You doing all right this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you folks?
Oh, good.
Great.
How long do you think this imaging process will take?
The imaging, not that long. We've decided to break it down into phases. Her original quote to do all, we were going to do a little history, about a block of our photostat books, which is moving from 1968 on back. And it's about 528 books. She estimated that would take them about 9 months to image all of those. And the plan is for our department, our staff, to index them. It would be the images would be imported into our system, and then it would be in a workflow, like our daily workflow, for our employees to index and then make available to the public to view. We wanted to speed that up and we want to have something in place by spring, so we can start working on these.
Right.
And then, so I'm thinking maybe probably 3 to 4 phases actually in all, but it won't be encompassed in all in 1 year. Most
Right.
likely it'll carry over to next year as well.
And what will this allow you to do? Have quicker access to that information, or does it save space, or all the above?
Well, the space is still, the books are still going to be there.
Okay.
They're not going anywhere, but this allows, yes, we can access the information quicker. We can just, search for it on our system and bring it up. It'll be made available to the public via the county website as well. So make it more convenient for those the older records. They don't have to come in to get paper copies.
So do those stay there in your office here, or do they go to archives, or the books?
No, the books stay in our office. Yeah, all the original books are in our office and will remain there. Of course, when Andy started imaging all records back in 1996, that's where the books cut off.
Okay.
So now we're just working back to get those books on the system electronically.
Any questions?
68 back, what are you talking about, Steve?
1968, the year
68
1968 on back.
Back to what? 1800s?
Well, eventually, but that's probably 10, 15 years from now.
Well, I applaud y'all for this. I think it's muchly needed, and I think it's a great thing to do.
Yeah, for this block, it'll take us back to probably the 1950s, once we get through with these 528 books.
Well, if you
So-
get in back in the 1800s, you might run across this birth certificate.
If you find it, let me know. I've been hunting that thing.
We'll give it another look.
He's trying to get even with me.
But the whole goal of this project is just to make this information more accessible to the public. And instead of having to, currently the only way they can get it is come in the office and get
Okay.
paper copies.
All right, any other questions or comments?
Thank you, Steve. I think
Yeah.
it's-
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
All right, Dustin?
All right, Judge, we can now move back up to the department head reports under item D. D1 is juvenile probation monthly activity reports, August through September 2023. And I don't believe Colin is online.
Okay, like I said, the report's been sent to you. Is there any questions the court might have with their presentation?
No.
All right, is there a motion to approve this report for recording purposes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. All right, under D2. Yeah, go.
Oh, sorry.
All right,
D2
D2.
engineering.
All right,
Go ahead, Judge.
that's right. Zane, have Zane here with us today.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So you have my quarterly report in front of you, and I'll just point out a few of the interesting or most items that were important for this last quarter. One is the Chapel Road project. We finally got that project bid and open bids and awarded to Casparian Underground LLC, which is doing business as H&B Contractors.
Same. We hadn't really awarded that yet.
We haven't. It's going to be go to court for consideration of award
Okay?
in very soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you, Ken. I got ahead of myself there. So within the next quarter, we will have that project awarded and we'll get started on construction if it's awarded by the Commissioner's Court.
Now, is that for the road construction or the utility installation?
It's for the road construction, which includes City of Waco's water line project.
So they'll put that in as well?
We are going to put it in. We're going to have a prime contractor, and they'll be responsible for the water line and the roadway.
Gotcha.
So Thank you, Ken. Very, I got ahead of myself. So in November, I think November 7th is supposed to go before Waco City Council.
Okay.
For them to give consent to county to award the project to the best contractor.
On their alternate. I mean, that's what we've been waiting for, choose the alternate. There was 4 alternates, I believe.
That's
in that
correct.
Bid.
Okay.
And so we've been waiting for them to make that selection for the alternate that they want in that bid.
Okay.
So the bid had 4 different water line choices, and so the bidders put a bid in for each water line, different sizes, different types of materials and such. And so the city of Waco will make that selection. And then once they make that selection, they will consent to using that bid, base bid and alternate, to that best bidder contractor, then would provide us a written letter of consent. We'll bring that before the Commissioners Court for y'all then to consider approving the project, awarding the project to the contractor. Once, if and when y'all do that, then we will start working on a actual paper contract for the contractor to sign, and it'll go before City of Waco's council to have them sign off on it. And then we'll come to Commissioners Court have y'all to sign off on it. And then we will have a pre-construction meeting with the contractor, and then later after that, a public meeting with the public so that we can again bring this project in front of everyone and give them a chance to
Wow.
ask questions, speak on it.
And when would that be, the public?
So if we can get the project awarded to the contractor in November, get a contract signed and approved in December, then you have the Christmas holidays. I'm thinking that maybe January would be the public meeting, and then soon thereafter, the contractor would get started.
So construction start February, March, something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then how long is the estimated time?
It's a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Year and a half to 2 years. I think year and a half is the aggressive schedule.
Okay. So that'd get us into early 26 or something like that?
That's correct.
For completion?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's Chapel Road.
All right.
The next one I want to bring to your attention is under bridges. We have a number of bridges in play here, but the one that just got awarded to Knife River Corporation South is Panther Branch Bridge in Precinct 4. And we will be having, that'll also get started this next quarter. So we're scheduling to have a pre-construction meeting, and then we'll get started on that. Moving on down to drainage and flooding, the Trading Post Road low water crossing in Precinct 2 is almost complete. Good. Waiting on getting the signage in and have that installed. And then East Rainer Road, we've hired a engineering consultant to design 2 low water crossings in Precinct 3. And then in Precinct 1, we awarded the construction of Castleman Creek Dam Site Number 2 to Janik and Witten Construction. And they have started on that construction, and they should be complete by May 2024. When we had our pre-construction meeting, they felt confident they would probably be complete by the end of the year.
And the full cost of that's going to be reimbursed?
That's correct. Okay. Full cost. So, yeah, that's a good point, Commissioner. The state and or federal grant money will be used to pay for that, and we'll be reimbursed for it.
Good.
And so that there's one other Twaukene Creek Dam site number 21 in Precinct 2. The engineering consultants are still designing that project, and it probably won't get started until late 2025.
Okay.
I will say that, with the 88th legislature, there were a number of laws that were changed, that were enacted on September 1st, September 1st of this year. And myself, City of Waco, other county engineers, and Dustin, I've had a few conversations with Dustin. We're trying to figure out how to navigate those law changes, but just know that we're aware of them and we're trying to work through them.
Okay.
And that's all I've got.
All right, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve Zane's report for recording purposes?
So move.
Second?
I have a motion, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Zane.
All right, Steve, County Veteran Service Officer Monthly Activity Report.
Good morning.
Morning.
Aside from the report, like I said, that we give for the state mandate, the projects that we're kind of considering and working on really is working with the VA Community Engagement Officer to try to get a better handle on the suicide statistic. It's still very much a concern. It seems like it doesn't matter if it's combat stress related or if it's just reintegrating, coming in right after a separation from service. We're still having a high suicide rate. And so the county, our office has been working with the VA engagement officer to try to figure out how we can maybe approach the municipalities, maybe at the local level, at the street level, to see how maybe they can handle some mental health concerns that we feel like could help support in alleviating some of the percentages. Some of the other considerations that we're looking at is combat stress-related PTSD. We're trying to get a retired professor who has volunteered to want to come in and give therapeutic sessions. And so we're trying to secure that at the one stop to see if we can get some combat stress-related veterans that can come in and participate to see if maybe we can help there also. But that's kind of been one of the push that we have right now, aside from what we do all the time.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
We got about 5 other projects going, but it's kind of too premature to really ring those out. One of them, 2 of them are with the city of Waco. So,
All right.
Good.
righty.
Any questions, Steve? All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve for recording.
Second?
Motion made, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, passed. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Yes.
All right. Under D4 is motion to, maintenance of equipment, monthly activity report. Call on, okay.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
I believe y'all all have my report there in front of you.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
just touch on the highlights for you. The radio shop, these 2 months, we've had 34 work orders out of the jail with 68 labor hours involved. The radio shop repairs and tower project, we've had 25 work orders with 61.15 labor hours. And then equipment install, removal, or repair, we've had 38 work orders with 153 labor hours. Our sign shop in August had 6 sign orders for 121 signs covering 3 departments. In September, 6 sign orders with 33 signs covering 5 departments. And then vehicle maintenance, in August, we did work for 7 county departments with 94 work orders, 19 state inspections, and a little over $13,000 in outside repair costs. In September, we did work for 5 county departments with 118 work orders, 21 state inspections, and a little over $21,000 in outside repair costs. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
What's the status of vehicle replacement?
So from the vehicles we ordered in 2022, we've gotten 7 in this last week, and we'll be getting the rest in the next week or 2. So that was last year's budget.
It was last year's
Yeah,
budget.
we ordered them in October of 22, but they're just now coming in.
Are they telling you anything on current orders or any?
About the same time next year.
Same?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's
And
fine.
that's assuming that the strike, the current strike
Couldn't hurt
doesn't
us
throw us
to
back,
strike,
yeah.
Right. I was just gonna say, it's a constant fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It has been,
okay.
ever since 2020.
Well, I know you brought up, y'all had brought up, or Michael did, a lot of these Tahoes, when they hit 150,000 miles, start having transmission problems.
Yes, sir.
Is,
Yes, sir. And I'll give you an example of that. Out of that August money, a couple of those were accidents, and then one was motor mounts and AC repair. And then in our September outside labor costs, we had to replace a transmission again, which is $4,400. And then another thing that's really costing us now is when we have to replace catalytic converters.
Yeah,
So as the mileage gets higher, these catalytic converters gets clogged up.
yeah,
And they are astronomically expensive. Catalytic converters and a pair of exhaust manifolds is almost $5,000
Yeah.
for one vehicle.
yeah, I had to replace one.
That's why they get stolen all the time now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, so best thing we can do is just keep trying to get these high mileage vehicles out of the fleet.
Was that a particular year model or several year models that we were having the transmission parts? Have they corrected that in the new ones?
It's not, sir. It's just high mileage.
Just the high mileage?
Yeah, you take a vehicle, load it down with police equipment, and that's going to calls all day long, on the road all day long.
Sitting there.
And 150,000 miles is about what you can expect out of a transmission.
That's, yeah.
That's GM. That's GM issue.
Yeah, mostly GM products, yeah.
So is there another piece of equipment that hold up better than the Tahoes?
I really don't believe there is, Judge, not with those kind of miles. I think the mileage is our biggest issue, because we've not only had it in GM, we've had it in several of the Ford police interceptors, the Explorers as well.
But they're more expensive when you bid them.
Correct.
And so the difference may pay for the transmission
Yeah.
in the quotes.
Okay. All right, any questions for Captain Nixon? All right, is a motion to approve for recording purposes.
So moved.
Second.
Have motion second, any discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is under D5 is purchasing, this is a monthly activity report from September through October 23.
Yeah, I got ahead last time.
Okay.
We've had quite a few large projects that we've bid the last few months. Working with Zane. As he pointed out, we had Panther Branch. We had Castleman Creek. We've got Chapel Road. Zane has helped on the Elmont Water Project. And then we got East Rainer Road, which will have a recommendation for court next court. We have been working on quite a few projects. We're coming close to having the tower projects complete. We were ordering some of the last parts this last week or so, just odds and ends that have come up that we needed to complete the project. We had the electric service brought out to Road and Bridge 3. We have had some of the antennas and stuff, they're ready to install. We were waiting for a couple of parts to make that installation. We're still working on the Columbus deal. We're still waiting for, trees were trimmed. We're waiting for the electrical contractor to set the poles, and then the electricity will be run for the site back behind the creek side to run around, and then we should be able to work on the demolition of the building. So again, it's just waiting for the electrical to be moved. I visited with TJ on that last week.
And who does the electrical move? Is that, Encore does that themselves?
Encore actually
Is that
does, so-
that's not a third party?
A contractor sets the poles, but Encore would actually move
Encore,
the
okay.
electricity. Yeah. So, then, as brought up, this just came up yesterday. We've been working on trying to get the parking lot out at the fairgrounds redone. And we were hoping to do an interlocal with the city of Waco, but we found out yesterday, Dustin did, that they do not have a contract for doing parking lots. And so I think we're going to have to bid that. And so I actually started this morning trying to pull together the information so we can write a bid to redo or retop the parking lot out at the fairgrounds.
Now, is this on the venue area piece, or?
Dustin, I don't recall. We kind of started.
No, sir. No, sir. This is outside of the venue.
Okay,
So it would be okay to spend ad valorem funds in this area.
all right.
Well, and we probably need to check back with Wes to see if he's got more parking lot that he wants done. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Again, keep working with Zane on some of his projects, and we keep moving forward. We'll start working on the road materials bids that we normally release in January. We'll start working on those here real soon.
Okay.
I will we spent a lot of time trying to close out in purchasing our side of closing out 2023.
Right.
Large project, closing out, making sure orders have been completed, and if not completed, we need to redo the POs in the 24 year, and then getting those 24, major purchases like vehicles, as Sean brought up. We got those orders placed
Right.
last week or so. So
Okay.
anyway, that's my report.
Any timeline when you would expect, Ken, on the final design on the jail conversion? When I notice it's 20%, but I know we're working hard.
Yeah, it's a process, and it's like every meeting we're refining, and as we meet with judges and stuff, we're getting more input, and so a constant refinement. TJ and Dustin may add to that.
Yeah.
But we're having constant meetings on that, just trying to get that design set.
So Dustin, when TJ gives his report, that might be a good time to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions for Ken? If not, is there a motion to accept for recording purposes?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Thank you.
All right. Aforementioned TJ Jackson to give a maintenance and of buildings report. So TJ, good morning.
Morning, everyone. Yeah, so we'll jump right into it. What you see before you is my standard quarterly report that I typically do. So a couple things that you guys are interested in hearing about. So the downtown jail project with Brinkley Sargent, we've made quite a bit of headway over the past 3 to 4 weeks now. The meeting with the judges went extremely well as far as finalizing and pinning down the design of the courtrooms themselves, at least as far as layout goes. Of course, there's still quite a bit of homework as far as the engineering services go with the various spaces. But it's coming along pretty good. Denny sent an email yesterday saying that they would have an update for us, I believe, next week as far as refining that design just a little bit further. So things in that project are going pretty well. So the court is aware we're still working through the ARPA funding for the HVAC projects that we're working on. We ran into a little bit of a high cost whenever it came to the engineering services. So we're going back and discussing with Mike on how we can bring those costs down and move the project forward. Other than that, as far as projects go, that's the bulk of it. Those are the most important ones. So the court is aware I did have 2 Tech 1s graduate from HVAC school back in late August, early September. So they have since moved into Tech 2 positions and have their HVAC license. So that was a huge win for us. So that leaves open a couple of Tech 1 positions that we're currently trying to fill. So things are going really good. A couple of things that I would like the court's input on related to the Christmas event. We have had some discussion amongst ourselves as a group as to including adult probation into the Christmas event. So we were wondering what the court would think about that. Would you guys be willing to let us include them?
I think it'd be great.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
They're part of our,
Part of the family.
part of the family. Yep.
Great. Well, we'll get that communication out to those guys and try to get a count long before time so we can start preparing for food. So that's a good thing. Just want to remind everyone we are having the bake sale today, so feel free to swing by, buy some goodies. We've got a ton of stuff. And as a reminder to the court, last October in 2022, we approved Operation Greenlight, which is veteran related, just kind of shining the courthouse green. So we do intend on doing that again next week,
Good.
unless anyone
Thank
has
you.
any objections.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a recognition of veterans in our community. It's a real easy thing to do, but I think it sends a great message, and hope that the other public entities do the same. So,
Right, absolutely. We did get our new lift in, so you'll see us over the next couple of weeks out in the courthouse lawn, getting the Christmas lights prepared and ready to go. So if you get a chance and you're walking by, definitely take a look at the machine. It's pretty incredible. It's a really nice piece of machinery, and it's going to do some really good things for us.
good.
Good.
And that's all I've got, unless anyone has any questions.
All right, any questions? I have not any questions. I'll make a motion. We approve TJ's report for recording purposes.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you, TJ. All right, under D7, pretrial services, we have a report here from Virgil Bain. It kind of gives the count of activities. And if anyone has any questions, we can get Virgil back in to address those.
As usual, they've been busy.
Yep. All right. So if not, if there's no questions, is there a motion to accept the report for recording purposes?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you. All right, under D8 is Health Services Monthly Activity Report. Call on Heather again. Morning.
Good morning. So we have a pretty basic report here before you. In addition to our activities in the community, we've picked up a couple of committee organization activities here at home, just working with the Christmas committee, the website revamp committee, and then also assisting IT with the McLennan.gov project. So that's been a lot of fun to get to work with some folks here within the county. Let's see. Our numbers are still really steady. When we're looking at our averages across the years from FY18 to current, we actually finished with a higher average number per year of clients that we served for FY23. I kind of did a little reflection of closing out FY23, which those numbers, the fiscal numbers are not exact yet, but and then showing kind of to date for FY24. And I need to make a correction to my pauper disposition numbers. I'm not sure where I came up with those. But my applications received to date for FY23 were actually 163, with 16 of those being burials and 101 being cremations. So just want to be sure to reflect that correction.
Okay.
And that kind of summarizes all the high points.
Okay, thank you. Heather, one of the things you had here is Hot Cog Regional Transportation Coordination Council. In our public transportation, do you have quite a few of your clients that use that or that you're aware of?
We purchased some with the court's approval. We purchased some bus passes. I want to say that was FY '21. And we finally used all of those up and just purchased some new bus passes at the end of FY '23. And so we kind of see seasons where the public transportation is more utilized than not, but we've actually kind of struggled with dispersing those. I've mentioned it before at the Hot Cog meeting and then also in some community committee organization meetings, but we really actually were surprised at how hard it was to use that as a resource in the community with the clients that we work with. There's just a lot of hesitancy about using the public transportation. So we actually had the staff go out, ride the buses. That way they were able to better educate the clients that came in on the process. We run information out on our TV in the lobby, just kind of informing people on how to utilize it. But we still have seen some ambivalence around public transportation.
Well, that's, so one
That
of
we've
the
not really
things,
been able to, and things like that.
right. Well, so that's one of the concerns both in the Hot Cog side and the rural transportation side is utilization and what's, so, you know, there's a lot of effort in federal money grant and tax dot grant that comes into this, and we need to make it as effective as we can. I know public transportation is also being considered an important part of workforce development, getting them to more skilled education facilities and those things. So may I ask your opinion on that later on in a group of rural transportation to at least let them know what the challenges are. I think that's always good to understand that as well. So,
I will say that ridership is down across the board,
right.
you know, with rural and Waco Transit, but just from the seat at the table that I have with the organization with Hot Cog, it really looks like Waco Transit and the Hot Cog really are working closely to identify these barriers and, you know, overcome them. So it looks like the partnership is really engaged and working together closely to try to eliminate some of that and just to re-educate the community. So I know we had a health fair out in Mart where we actually had Hot Cog and Waco Transit both come because, you know, that county line runs right through there.
Right.
And so they're really open and receptive to coming out, bringing the vehicles, you know, letting people look at them, ask questions and study the maps and just really familiarize yourself with how the system works. So there's a really big push this upcoming year just on education and being present anywhere they can in the community to just educate people on the process.
Right. Okay.
Heather, your clients that maybe struggle for transportation, have any of them indicated any barriers or impediments that keep them from being able to use the public transportation or anything like that? Have they indicated is there a trend or something there that can be discussed or helped with, or?
Well, we have some clients that share the mental health reasons why riding public transportation creates anxiety and so forth. So that's, you know, something that always exists. But there's just a larger part that really don't have a reason. They're just ambivalent about it. They don't want to do it. They're not willing to try it. And so that's the part that we've not really been able to put our finger on to figure out exactly what it is. It's not that they've had a negative experience, so they don't want to do it again. They just don't want to use it at all. They'd rather wait for someone to give them a ride or give someone a couple of bucks for gas than to even try the system. So I'm hoping through the education piece of just educating people continuously about how easy it is to utilize, that we can increase the utilization. But no, to answer your question, I mean, we sit at the round table and we can't seem to figure out why we can't engage them. I'll tell you, out in Marlin, they have the Blue Transit, and they're actually just kind of driving around. And if they see people walking, they're just inviting them to get in and give them a ride for free, just to introduce them to the concept. And so they've actually seen that improve some ridership out there. So I think it's just, you know, giving it a try and then seeing what it's all about. It's just getting them invested up front.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Also, in your activity report, I see that, you've been active on a lot of different boards and other things, and we appreciate you representing the county in that regard. And then also, United Way, which county is now, part of our open enrollment, gives you an opportunity to participate and help your fellow folks, and many of them may be your relatives as well, in United Way efforts. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Heather? All right, if not, is there a motion to approve her report for recording purposes?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, pass. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next, I'd like to go to D9, call on, for information technology, call on John Carter. Morning, John.
Morning.
Morning.
Still working out our format just a little on the report, so they'll be slightly different until we get that hammered out. But this report's a bit shorter only because it's 2 months instead of 3 months we're reporting on.
Okay.
So start with the highlights there. We did have our audiovisual technician started yesterday, and he's in the courtroom today learning from Tim. We did have one person leave who resigned last week, technician 1. So we do have 3 positions open out of 22, but as I told you yesterday, Judge, that's not too bad. We can live with that one. A few project highlights. We got the West Tax Office surveillance system installed successfully. We integrated a cybersecurity alliance approved by the court into our cybersecurity strategy, and we're happy about that. And we have that Udemy learning platform integrated now, and we're starting to use that for both IT and HR. Some of the challenges, as I pointed out, we have 3 openings, but I think we can live with that kind of challenge. And we have a very heavy project load, especially these first 3 months of the fiscal year. Speaking of that, so we have the .gov going live on January 1st. We also have our Microsoft 365 implementation. The Tyler Public Safety, Enterprise Corrections, and an Enterprise Attorney Manager will all be starting. Ideally, we hope to start those on January 1st, but those will take 18 months to complete. And then we have our HR applicant tracking system. That project should be starting up and ideally finished by the 1st. Beyond that, we move into the data. There wasn't anything truly significant from our support data. It tracks very well with the previous months, so we don't have any major changes there. Our ticket counts, again, no major changes. They're all very consistent with previous months. The highest users are typically the jail, HR, and IT. The jail, just because they work 24 hours and have a lot of things going on over there. IT, because we end up creating a lot of tickets that people call in for, so we create the tickets in the system. Those are really spread out across the county usually. And then HR, because we have a lot of comings and goings and such. Again, nothing significant. Going through the website, those are very typical high uses. People look at our alerts, they look at the public records, case searches. Those are, again, the typical ones that are always high on the list. Our accessibility, we keep including that because it's very important that we have great accessibility for our website, but you really won't see much change there. We're already at 97%. Just not much room for that to change either way, really.
Yeah.
Again, our email scanning is all very typical. Not much to talk about there. Our internet bandwidth usage was a bit high for August. We had a lot of data translation when we were moving, and we're starting to increase our data output and through our also our internet bandwidth. We're starting to increase the bandwidth, so we will see some of that jump up a bit. Again, that will stabilize after all of our connections get upgraded, though. And we expect the internet upgrade to be completed within the month of November.
Okay,
So we should have all of our sites up to the new speed.
good.
Moving to the archives department, I really would like to point out something here, but there's not much. It's very typical, very good standard numbers. You'll see they're very similar. The high users are very typically sheriff's office and DA, sometimes adult probation. But again, they're high, but they're not atypical. They all track very well with previous months. Our file requests are very much the same, and the research numbers are very much the same. They track very well with previous months. I hate to be boring, but that is all I had, unless we have some questions.
Well, on archives, I'm, ever since I came here, get a different answer all the time about how much space we have available at the archives, how many more years before we have to start looking at expanding space. How is digitization helping or not, like in what they're doing at the county clerk's office? They still have to keep all those. They're
Yes.
And all that, but it's for usability, for the more efficient way to get it to the client, which is important, just as important as anything.
Excuse me.
With people asking for more, or departments asking for more space for storage, and yet we've invested a lot of money in archives. We need to have a good idea about how much space we have and how long that space will be available. And are there other alternatives? Is there third-party archiving that might be important and things like that?
So we have a project scheduled for this year to redo some of the archive space. That will gain us a little more contiguous space, because that building is actually two buildings.
Right.
And one side is set up very well, and one side is not for archiving. So it's got a lot of little nooks and
Yeah.
places that make it a little inconvenient to try to set up racks and space. So we do have, I don't know when the project will go off, but it is scheduled for this year to move the archive staff into one side of the building down on the first floor and create offices for them, and then kind of knock out the other side of that space and make it long and contiguous, so it's easier and will fit more files in there. On the digitization side, yes, we have to still keep all the files until we meet certain criteria.
Right.
That's mainly working with the district clerk. Once we get, and we are working with him on that, to digitize files, and then we have to meet certain criteria. And those criteria, the main one is having a geographically diverse backup system, which means our backups to all that data can't all reside in Waco.
Right.
Because our backup facility is only a few miles away, and that's not ideal. We are working, it's in the very early planning stages, but we're working with TSTC and a few other entities to try to find these data centers that are out a little further, but still have to apply for the, have the same rules that everyone else has for the data we serve. So it has to meet state statutes for security and the way they back it up, the way they transmit it, that sort of thing.
So the proximity to the headquarters, so why is that important? I mean, it's all magic anyway, it goes all.
I believe that has to do with they're thinking weather patterns if another.
Right, okay, but I'm saying there's nothing that's too far.
Right, but they do want it has to stay inside the state of Texas, but
Well, that's
be
big.
geographically diverse, which is difficult. I think ideally in our situation, we get out of Tornado Alley in a way.
Yeah.
We're thinking East Texas, Texarkana already has an agreement with TSTC to do that they have regionalized data center over there. That's probably our primary target, but we could also look at the regions for the educational system, because they all have data centers all over Texas. And they're also,
It's all
public
just
entities.
data that we're moving, not physical files, right?
Correct, we're talking about digital data.
Yeah.
So when you say geographically diverse, you mean tornado versus hurricane.
That's an
So,
assumption.
I mean, that's what you're saying. You need to
Yes.
be in there, like if we're in a tornado area, we need to move somewhere that's not prone to tornadoes.
Right, and flooding areas, that sort of thing. If you're talking about along the coast, they
So
have
you
to be away
eliminate,
from the coast.
eliminate those areas, eliminate tornado areas,
Flooding, hurricanes, I mean.
hurricanes, yeah, okay.
Every
okay,
area of Texas
okay.
is probably subject to something bad.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's a different bad and doesn't happen at the same time, I think.
The facility on Washington that we purchased, will that, when we get moved in there, will that free up additional space for, that won't, there's no.
Not for archives.
Not for archives?
No,
Okay,
Not at this time.
no, not
Okay.
at this time, that's right. So, but it has been good flex space, we call it flex space, and for us to use, part of the mental health court, folks and this and that, but, yeah, for archives, it's managed better all in one facility as far as physical, and then the data storage can be places.
does archives share with another facility, with another department?
Well, no, we had a little small area for Southern Trinity groundwater, but it was just almost a closet.
Okay.
The health department's
And-
on the first floor down there, but.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry,
Yep.
yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say, kind of long-range planning, if we look at, if indigent health moves maybe to that 1211 Washington,
Yeah.
that could free up office space for the archive staff to move to that area, but all that's still, kind of just discussion at this time, so.
Okay, okay.
And I'll talk to the Claire over there and try to get a good estimation of what she's thinking. Because we can look at the rate of file
Capacity, you're
storage.
talking about capacity.
Sorry,
You're gonna ask her about, a question about capacity.
right, capacity
Time.
and how much, because she'll understand the rate at which we're
Right.
consuming space.
Yeah, yeah, we'd like to see the kind of the methodology to create that information.
And we are shredding too, what we can
I know we put
statutorily,
that
so
together into that.
she'll know the in and out flow as far as
Yeah.
number of files and space.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's for me.
Any questions for John? All right, is there a motion to accept his report for recording purposes?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. All right, next under D10, Human Resources, monthly activity report from July through October. And I think we have Anna in the audience.
In the audience.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'll start with the clarification on my reporting period. This one will fall in line with my most recent reports, which I'm trying to provide the court a year-to-date data, so the big picture is always available to you. And so the report actually has the year-to-date, calendar year-to-date information from January to the end of September, and I've included highlights from this last 2-month period of note. And that's what I'll continue to do moving forward. So here, the primary thing we're working on now is our open enrollment. We're about halfway through our 2-week open enrollment season. That's been rolling smoothly, getting people enrolled. We're almost 50% workforce enrolled into their benefit plans for 2024. Something that I want to highlight for the court is our progress in enrolling and communicating folks or educating folks in our enhancements to our health plan. So we specifically targeted the high deductible or the consumer-driven health plan. It's now the health savings plan. So that education information has been communicated to employees through our newsletter, through emails, through a new resource guide that we've formatted to be more helpful to employees. And we also completed or offered an online webinar to help inform employees of the changes to the health plans and what they have to choose from this year. The enhancement in and of itself was a great driver, and so that's the health savings account going from a $600 county contribution to $2,000. As we're helping enroll employees, we are explaining that benefit and that feature and how they can use that next year. And so far, we have almost 400 employees completed enrollment. 63% of those enrollments have been on the health savings plan. So we feel like the education and then the feature itself is driving that percentage there of enrollment. Another highlight that I want to share with the core of the report is we have a full year now on our PTO program. We have a full fiscal year, and so I wanted to provide an overview to the court on what that first year on this PTO program looks like. And so I have information on the last 5 years, all the way dated back to, I think, 2018 is what I provided. And so this year is the lowest year of hours paid in the form of time off. And so previously we had sick and vacation hours. If you combine those, the hours paid through that program have been higher historically, dating back to 2018. This year has been the lowest in the past 5 years, and I'm combining PTO hours and our FML bank hours as well for that.
Good, that's good.
So it's great because we're providing employees flexibility, so they're not having to follow a sick leave policy and only apply it for medical appointments or things like that. And so we feel like they're able to use their time efficiently in the way they need it. So we feel like the program is functioning. Also, I have the end of year payout for comp time. For comp time there, we were projecting 80,000 based on previous years of comp time. And that final number at the end of the fiscal year was 55,916.
Excellent.
So I wanted to provide that first year review of the program. Something also of note, this last 2-month period, it's the first time we've seen application numbers similar to pre-pandemic numbers. So we're hoping it's not just a blip. We're going to continue our marketing efforts to ensure that continues. But it was a ray of sunshine in this last period. Those were great numbers to see. And so that September number for applications received across all positions was 417 applications, which we haven't seen since 2019. So that was exciting to see. Now, another thing we're in the middle, or we just completed, was our expo event last Thursday. We had a great turnout. I think word of mouth spread really quickly, which with all the freebies we had, it was easy to market for that. But last year, the attendance was 645, and this year we had an attendance of 785. So we saw a lot of faces, a lot of happy faces, and so we felt like that program was, that day was very successful. And the report, I just noticed it cut off, so I want to be sure I thank those who helped us put it on. First, Commissioners Court, of course, for supporting that event, and then Maintenance of Buildings helped us with those coordination efforts. Veteran Services actually was able to help us as well throughout that event. Tracy Guillory, Commissioner Miller's assistant, was able to help us that day. Suzanne Emer was able to help the Christmas table. We had a volunteer sign-up table there. She was able to help with that. And then, of course, Heather with United Way booth, she was able to help that as well and explain the United Way community benefits to employees. I just yesterday got an update on our United Way campaign. And so and again, we're only about 50% enrolled. If you annualize the pay period contributions that we have so far, that would amount to almost $10,000 for the year to United Way. And so we're only halfway done with enrollment. So we're hopeful for that final number. And I'll update the court on that. once we have the final number. And then another note I want to make is the Human Resources Department currently has 2 vacancies. We had 2 employees resign, 2 very valuable employees, but they got really great opportunities with great employers elsewhere. One of them actually went to the city of Waco. So I'm a little upset with our partner. No.
Yeah, me too.
So I flagged that for the court. We do expect to see just this past pay period with open enrollment and the vacancies, our comp time is going to build while we get the position staffed. And I also want to highlight, we've been able so far to manage and keep things afloat. We're a 7-person office and we're down 2. So that's almost a third of our workforce down. We're able to keep it afloat because most of these ladies in our office are cross-trained. They can maintain and keep other functions afloat even though it's not their expertise. And so we're able to manage at the moment. But it's also a reason why our staff is very valuable or very attractive to other employers too. So it's kind of
Any applicants, or have you got to that point yet?
So we do have applicants we're considering. I actually extended an offer, and I don't have a response yet, but I'll update the court as soon as we find a team member to join us, because we do want to do that quickly, at least have one of the positions filled quickly to not have our current staff stretched too thin, and of course to keep that comp time down. But we're averaging about 10 hours of comp time for the pay period, this past pay period. And I expect that to continue at least until much of the post-open enrollment dust settles. Does the court have any questions for me?
So, and there's representatives from the SO here, but I had a question about the program we set up for night shift incentive. How's that going?
So I think it's going smoothly. It wasn't able to get off the ground on the first pay period of the fiscal year, but it's expected to be, I think, if not this current pay period, the next. But I'll follow up with the auditor's office too.
Okay.
To see what the
Shift
status is.
differential pay you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
So we haven't started that yet?
It just started.
I think it just now started, but I need to get that
So-
confirmation date from
So
them.
just mark it down some towards the end of the year. Give us, how's that working? You know, we invested in it. We'll, if we need, you know.
We're
it's
hoping that,
working and-
we hope it results in a lower turnover, and so that's what I'll be reporting to the court is what that specific department's turnover response is to the program. Overall, countywide, though, we're still on track for end of year 18% turnover. We'll keep monitoring that.
Countywide,
Countywide, yes, sir.
18%?
Which is better than our last year's 22%, which was the 5-year high that we experienced last year. And so we're on track to better that this year
Yeah,
by
that's
4
the other
percentage
thing,
points.
is kind of keep a trend line on that and see where it's. hopefully
Yes.
it's-
And I'll isolate it to that specific department for this program.
Please, yeah. Okay. All right, any questions, Brian?
The one pass, has that rolled out yet?
We're like slow rolling all our goodies this year. So that's actually, the implementation is in progress. The benefit doesn't take effect until January 1st, and it's a third-party portal that employees will go to. It's not like their online
So you'll
enrollment.
send a link out or something like that?
We'll send that enrollment information for that program separately. That'll be a nice little pre-Christmas goodie that employees get. So yeah, it's in progress.
Okay,
Great.
any other questions? All right. No questions or motion to accept honors report for recording purposes?
So move.
Go ahead.
I'd have a motion and.
Second.
Second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed, thank you.
Thank you.
Dustin, what else do we have?
Judge, we just have, AgriLife's report
Okay,
under D11.
right, and there's no one in the court to give that report, but, the report's there. If you have any questions, we can, ask them to respond to those questions, between now and then. So is there a motion to accept AgriLife's report for recording purposes?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Judge, that should take care of it.
All right, if there's not anything else to come before the court, we do stand adjourned.